On a cold December night, a video would be posted to the subreddit r/guineapigs. Unlike most posts, this particular one would stand out as being unusual. The post was titled, "Her Guinea Pig." As you can imagine, the contents of this post were gut-wrenching, as it showed an individual holding up the remains of his girlfriend's guinea pig, as if he was trying to show off some sick achievement to the world. The next 48 hours would be crucial in the hunt for user Extreme Problems 5666, as guinea pig lovers from all over the world would work tirelessly to hunt down an internet killer. You're disgusting. You sick f***. Know you'll get what comes to you. You are a disgusting person. There was an immediate reaction as the video began to pop up in people's feeds. Members of the subreddit began to scan Problem's profile for any information they could get on the user. They wanted him arrested, and they would go to any lengths to stop more guinea pigs from being harmed at his doing. One user took a leadership role in this situation as they began to establish the details. They will be referred to as Honey for the sake of anonymity. Honey managed to find a comment from the user confirming that at least one of the videos he originally posted had been stolen from YouTube. It wasn't recent either, as it dated back to at least 2008. This isn't the first time that guinea pig communities have been harassed by trolls. Just a few months ago, r/guineapigs was spammed with more abuse content, possibly by the same user. The problem with reporting a video on Reddit is that when the post is taken down, Reddit wipes a video from its platform completely, thus wiping the evidence. Just because Reddit won't do anything about it doesn't mean that users of the platform will sit back and watch. This is exactly what Honey did. Honey made a follow-up comment in a post later that day, and they had a big update to provide. They claimed to have found the person behind the Reddit account, and that they most likely did not make any of these videos. The person was a minor, and he was simply trolling the subreddit. This is the best possible outcome of this situation, as it means that no animals got hurt at the hands of an internet killer. While it was haunting to see something like this unexpectedly pop up in your Reddit feed, at least we know that these are simply reposts of age-old gore videos. But why am I telling you this? Well, this is an example of how internet users will come together when called upon. While internet investigations can have some devastating consequences, sometimes armchair detectives are called upon when the time is right. So, the message to take from this whole situation? Don't with guinea pigs. In 2006, a video of a Fish concert would be uploaded to YouTube. Although initially looking and sounding like a normal video, years later, viewers would make a disturbing discovery. At the 9-minute and 38-second mark, an image would appear on the screen for a brief second. The image showed gloved hands reaching into a dissected stomach. This would certainly catch you off guard if you were watching the video for its intended purpose, but it seems to have flown under the radar for 17 years. The comments on this video were talking about its actual content rather than the disturbing images. That would change though when the video was brought to Reddit investigators, but when this happened, we would finally get an explanation. Back in the day, educational videos would be put on VHS tapes. Of course, doctors have been around long before the internet, and surgery videos for educational purposes have too. The likely explanation is that a medical student had some old tapes lying around and decided to tape a concert over them. As the video and audio are separate on VHS tapes, that would explain why the concert's audio continues to play over the split second of surgery footage. So, this isn't a case of an early YouTube troll, but rather an unwanted tape that the owner put to better use. Let's set the scene. You are in a horrific motorcycle accident, and you are lucky enough to come out of the experience relatively unscathed, apart from your leg needing to be amputated. Amputation can be a traumatizing thing to experience, as I'm sure you will all agree. While you are thankful to be alive, and amputation is certainly the better option, It is still an experience that a lot of people can take years to fully recover from. After the surgery, you're sent home and given clear guidance on how to recover and heal correctly. Of course, you haven't had an appetite, but once you're feeling up to it, what would be the first proper meal that you would choose to have? Well, this Redditor let the world know exactly what he was craving in his shocking post to Ask Me Anything. The title reads, "Hi all, I am a man who ate a portion of his own amputated leg. Ask me anything." Yes, this man's first thought after a harrowing experience was to self-cannibalize himself for a meal. And of course, people had questions. The why was the first, and his answer is to the point to say the least. So, my friends and I always had this joke. If you could try human flesh in an ethical and healthy way, would you? And we always said, of course. Well, the opportunity came up and I called them on it. You heard that right. Not only did he eat his own amputated limb, but his friends did too. In fact, he describes the experience as one that bound he and his friends together for life. They all had a gathering where they prepared his foot, marinated it like any other meat, and made tacos from it. And for all the curious people out there, he describes it as tasting like beef but chewier. Now, most of us would find this practice disturbing, but as he stated before, he has done this in a completely legal and ethical manner. He signed a release document for his limbs from the doctor, and thus was free to do with it what he wanted. Cannibalism is not illegal in 49 out of 50 US states. It's just that the method in which most people would achieve cannibalism is most likely illegal, but not what this OP did here. OP found the experience therapeutic of sorts. Not only did he have a good time with his friends, but he got the closure he needed in regards to the amputation. And for those calling BS in the whole story, OP attached photos of his foot tacos and one of his amputated limb. I won't show them on screen for obvious reasons, but feel free to go digging should you wish. I don't know about anyone else, but I don't think I'd be able to eat the amputated anything of my friend, even if it was in taco form. When the internet was born, so was a new form of bullying. Cyberbullying. 38% of people experience cyberbullying daily on social media sites, but what if your child was being harassed by an adult man? That is the case for many children who spend their time on YouTube, and the bully has become well known in children's communities. He is known as Max Cruz 73. To fully understand the situation, I need to introduce you to a subsection of YouTube. On one side of the platform, people are making videos teaching others how to carry out magic spells. These videos are clearly targeted at kids, so it's no surprise that the comment sections are filled with them. Now, let me ask you a question. What would you do if you had a disdain towards these videos? You would likely go watch something else, as would a lot of others, but not Max. In the comments of these videos, you'll likely find Max replying to kids, telling them that they're not intelligent, that they're naive and gullible, among a range of other insults. When someone calls him out on his actions, he claims that he's not bullying them because what he's saying is facts and logic. But the worst part of it all? He doesn't back down. He keeps arguing day after day until the child has had enough and eventually gives up. So what kind of man would dedicate hours of his life to beefing children on the internet? Well, Max claims that he is a highly intelligent man who has 9 years of education beyond high school under his belt. Despite his intelligence, he has found enough time to have been doing this on the internet for over 10 years. He responds to comments quickly, sometimes within just 10 minutes, so these comment threads can go on for hours at a time. User LeBigBoy, who brought this mystery to the Internet Mysteries subreddit, has prior experience with Max. OP said, "I've never seen a man so hell-bent on harassing children in my life. He harassed me and my friends as kids, and even now that we're fully grown adults, he's still at it." The most disturbing part of this whole thing is that some of the kids feel as though they've done something wrong and send their sincerest apologies to Max. This is the case on one video where he comments saying that he accepts the uploader's apology and that he forgives them for their prior actions. The likely conclusion to this whole thing is that Max is someone with very little power and influence in their day-to-day life. This may lead to him feeling insignificant, and so he gets a buzz from feeling powerful over kids on the internet. This is no excuse though, and it is genuinely creepy how long he has been carrying this out. I do think that he should be looked into and probably banned from YouTube, as surely this has got to be against their TOS in some way. But until then, Max Cruz will continue to be a menace to the spell community, and sadly, he will continue his hobby of being a relentless cyberbully. Picture this. You have a happy and healthy relationship. You are sexually active with your partner, and there are no red flags to speak of. But one day, when you're cleaning the place that you both call home, you find his disturbing diary. This is what happened to one Redditor who took to the platform for opinions on their discovery. The woman began to clean the house and folded her husband's clothes in his closet. She doesn't usually do this, as he tends to leave them piled up on a shelf, but on this occasion, she was tidying up. While she was reaching for more clothes, she would pull out a notebook that had been stuffed at the back of the closet. Naturally, she was curious and decided to take a look. She assumed it belonged to her husband after all, so it couldn't be anything bad, right? Wrong. Every single page was filled with writing, and to her horror, every page detailed a different woman that he had laid eyes on. They all had titles, such as cashier at Walmart and Burger King drive-thru attendant, followed by the date and the time that he was there. It wasn't just random people either, as he had named his friends, his wife's friends, people he works with, and people in their families. In each entry, he writes their name, if he knows it, what they are wearing, their hairstyle, and their makeup. The most detailed notes, though, are of the shape of their body, the size of their hips, the size of their breasts, and how attractive he thinks they are. He also takes notes on how their outfits either hide, reveal, or emphasize the features that he finds attractive. The strangest part? He is a normal guy. He has never flirted or had a sexually charged encounter with anyone, either over the internet or in person. He's never cheated. He's never had any female friendships that have set off OP's alarm bells, and he's never unreachable. There was nothing at all that made him seem suspicious. They are very good at communicating, and importantly in this situation, they are a sexually active couple. So what does OP do from here? This is a very creepy and disturbing situation. That goes without saying, but there may be a simple answer to it all. Obsessive compulsive disorder, also known as OCD. It's very plausible that this is a habit that he has developed and become obsessed with. Because of how loyal he seems to be to his wife, it doesn't seem like he is planning on cheating or trying to ruin his marriage. Mental disorders are a complex thing, and while this is certainly concerning, he may not even realize how weird this is. I'd say this is definitely pushed into the creepy territory with the commenting in the bodies aspect though, as it does seem sexually charged in one way or another. Some of the best advice that OP was given was to confide in a friend whom you can trust, then approach the husband with the information that you've discovered. That way, someone knows exactly what you're doing in the case that something goes wrong. The best thing is definitely to get an answer from the source, as if he does have OCD or a similar disorder, he would have likely noticed his belongings being moved. This post was made 7 years ago, and no update has been provided since. We can just hope that nothing bad came of this situation, and that OP's husband didn't turn out to be the serial killer that some Redditors theorized that he was. But what do you think? Is this a genuine example of a man with a mental disorder? Or more disturbingly, a criminal in the making? A huge thank you to my Patreon supporters Chelsea Winesel, K4 Silver, Morrigan, Alex Rod, Entreprenaut, and Collectiki. Thank you to you all for tuning into this video, and wherever you are in the world, have a good day or night. Thanks for watching.